Listen, the era of the slightly overpowered protagonist is officially dead. We used to think world-level magic was the ceiling. We thought having a cheat skill was rare, but the 2026 lineup, it didn't just push the boundaries, it took the entire power scale and burned it to a crisp. We're talking about a guy who brings intergalactic orbital strikes to a medieval sword fight. A summoner who chose a difficulty so impossible that his basic minions are now cosmic tier threats. And at the #1 spot, we have a protagonist so fundamentally broken, he makes the gods of his own universe look like level 1 tutorial mobs. Let's get into it. Starting us off at number 10, we have a guy who proves that knowledge isn't just power, it's a god-tier exploit. Meet Kaito Saitu. Now look at him. He doesn't look like much, right? In the world of the legendary game Magical Explorer, Kaito is supposed to be the best friend, the comic relief character who stays on the sidelines while the true hero gets all the glory and the girls. But there's a massive problem for this world. The person inside Kaito's body is a hardcore metagaming speedrunner who has spent thousands of hours mastering every single glitch, hidden item, and broken mechanic in this universe. While the hero is out there doing the tutorial quests, Kaito is busy diving into level 100 dungeons at level 1, using frame-perfect dodges and logic-breaking exploits to get gear that shouldn't exist for another 50 episodes. His actual power? It's his magic capacity and precision. Because he knows exactly where every permanent stat boost item is hidden, he's basically injecting digital steroids into his mana pool since day one. He's not just strong, he's a glitch in the matrix. He's the guy who brings a nuke to a knife fight just because he knew the cheat code to find it. And the best part? He still acts like the goofy sidekick while secretly being the most dangerous man on the planet. If you like protagonists who play the world like a fiddle, Kaito is your man. But trust me, compared to what's coming up next, Kaito is actually balanced. Coming in at number 9, we have Yusei. Now we've seen reincarnation stories before, but Yusei is a special kind of broken. In his first life, he was a sage who spent a century researching the deepest secrets of magic, but he had one fatal flaw. He was born with 0 mana capacity. He had the brain of a god, but the battery of a TV remote. Fast forward to his second life, he's reborn into the body of a child who was supposedly talentless. But here's the twist that breaks the 2026 power scale. Yusei didn't just keep his memories, he kept his mana compression soul. Think about that for a second. Imagine taking 100 years of master-level magic research and plugging it into a body that has infinite mana capacity. Most mages in this world have to chant for minutes to cast a high-level fireball. Yusei, he's out here casting world-ending grand spells with a literal snap of his fingers, and he's doing it while he's still in elementary school. What makes Yusei terrifying is that he has no concept of normal power. To him, a spell that can wipe out an entire fortress is just a warm-up exercise. While the other students are learning how to light a candle, Yusei is accidentally warping the fabric of space-time because he forgot to hold back. He's not just the strongest person in the room, he's the strongest person in the history of his world, and he hasn't even hit puberty yet. If you think a kid with the power of a supernova is scary, wait until you see the anti-hero we have at number 8. Coming in at number 8, we have the man who redefined the word anti-hero. If you're looking for friendship and the power of love, you are in the wrong place. This is Kang Han-soo, and he is officially the most ruthless protagonist of 2026. Most people get summoned to another world and think, oh great, I'm the savior. Not Han-soo. He spent 10 years stuck in a fantasy world with annoying companions, finally defeated the Demon King, and expected to go home. But the gods of this world looked at his personality and gave him an F grade in character. Their solution? They reset his entire journey back to day 1 to teach him a lesson. But here's where it gets insane. Han-soo didn't learn humility. He learned speedrunning. He realized that if he just kills his troublesome teammates early on, he can absorb their experience, bypass the drama, and reach the Demon King in record time. He's not just overpowered because of his stats, though he is a combat genius. He's overpowered because he has 0 moral limit. He uses the hero's holy sword as a literal meat cleaver. He doesn't wait for the villain to finish their monologue. He decapitates them while they're still introducing themselves. He is a max-level disaster trapped in a level 1 world, and he is willing to burn the entire kingdom down just so he can go back to his apartment and use his own toilet. If you want to see what happens when a pro gamer gets pushed to the edge, Hansu is your guy. But if you think he's a menace, wait until you see the villager at number 7 who makes the concept of levels look like a joke. Number 7, we have the ultimate slap in the face to destiny. In this world, your class is everything. If you're born a hero, you're a god. If you're born a villager, you're basically background scenery. Meet Toru. He was born a villager, the weakest class in existence. But Toru decided that fate was a suggestion, not a rule. He spent years doing the one thing no weak character is supposed to survive. He farmed the most dangerous monsters in the world over and over for years. And then he did the impossible. He broke the level cap. While the legendary hero is flexing at level 99, Toru is sitting comfortably at level 999. The power gap here is actually hilarious. When a high-level demon uses a world-ending spell on Toru, it doesn't even tickle. Why? Because his base stats are so high that he's basically a walking mountain. But what makes him truly insane in 2026 is his concept of zero. Because he has no hero skills, he had to develop his own combat style that relies on pure, raw physics. He hits so hard that he creates vacuum pockets that pull enemies into his fists. He's a villager who can flatten a continent just by stepping too hard. He proves that it doesn't matter what class you're born with, if you grind hard enough, you can make the gods bow down. But as strong as Toru is, he's still just a guy with high stats. Our number 6 pick, he doesn't just have high stats, he has modern weaponry in a world of magic. Coming in at number 6, we have Sato. Now, most Isekai protagonists get a cheat sword or infinite mana. Sato got a multi-ton, warp-capable, laser-focused starship. Imagine being a legendary dark mage. You've spent 50 years mastering the forbidden black flame to take over the kingdom. You step out onto the battlefield ready to unleash hell, and then you're suddenly vaporized by a directed energy lance fired from low orbit. You didn't even see the enemy. You didn't even know there was an enemy. That is the reality of fighting Sato. What makes Sato absolutely broken in 2026 is the sheer technological gap. While the rest of the world is struggling with iron shields and wooden bows, Sato is scanning the entire continent with high-resolution thermal sensors. He knows where the hidden Demon King is before the Demon King even knows he's a villain. His ship, the Krishna, is equipped with shields that can tank ancient dragon breath like it's a light breeze. He doesn't need to learn magic because he has nanomachine repair systems and plasma cannons. He's essentially playing a futuristic flight sim while everyone else is playing Dark Souls. It's not a fight, it's a pest control operation. But as crazy as space lasers are, they're still physical. Our number 5 pick is terrifying because he doesn't just destroy your body, he edits your reality. Coming in at number 5, we have the guy who literally broke the tutorial. This is Han Bin from Survival of a Sword King, and his power isn't a gift, it's a god-tier glitch. Imagine being sucked into a fantasy world where everyone gets a guideline, a system that tells you how to level up. But for Han Bin, the guideline glitched out. He was stuck in the tutorial area for 22 years. 22 years of fighting the same high-level hell dogs over and over, while his level stayed stuck at level 5 because the system couldn't register his growth. When he finally escapes the tutorial, he's still level 5 feet according to the world's logic, but his physical stats are that of a literal god. He is a sword king who doesn't even need a magic sword. He just swings a hunk of metal so fast that the friction creates fireballs. What makes him terrifying in 2026 is that because the system doesn't recognize him, he has no limits. Magic shields that are designed to stop level 100 mages mean nothing to him because his power isn't magic. It's just raw, concentrated muscle and 20 years of survival instinct. He's the anomaly that the gods are terrified of. He is the personification of grind until the system breaks. But if you think a guy who can punch through mountain ranges is scary, wait until you see number 4. This guy doesn't use muscles, he uses the records of the universe itself. Coming in at number 4, we have a protagonist who is legitimately terrifying because you cannot win. Meet Kim Gong-ja. Now his power sounds like a curse at first. He has an SSS class skill that allows him to copy one skill from the person who killed him, but the catch is, he has to die to use it. Most people would use that once and be done. Gong-ja, he used it to kill himself thousands of times just to steal the most broken ability in history. The power to return 24 hours back in time upon death. This makes him the most dangerous man in 2026 because he has infinite retries. He doesn't just win a fight, he practices the fight thousands of times in his head until he can win it flawlessly without taking a single scratch. He knows every word you're going to say, every breath you're going to take, and every secret you've ever hidden. What makes him overpowered isn't just the time travel, it's his mental state. He has the patience of a god and the ruthlessness of a demon. He's the guy who will die 10,000 times just to save one person or to make sure his enemy suffers in the most perfect way possible. He isn't just fighting you in the present, he's already beaten you in 1,000 different timelines. He's a ghost in the machine, but while Gong-ja is busy rewinding time, our number 3 pick is busy deleting souls from existence. Now we are entering the god tier. At number 3, we have Desire Armand. If you think brute force is the peak of power, Desire is here to prove you wrong. Desire is a returner. He survived the end of the world, only to be sent back in time to his academy days. But he didn't just bring back memories. He brought back the ability to inverse magic. In this world, magic is like a complex mathematical formula. While most mages are busy trying to solve the equation to cast a spell, Desire has already looked at the formula, found the error, and deleted the result. This is what makes him absolutely terrifying in 2026. It doesn't matter if you have more mana than him, it doesn't matter if your spell is unblockable. To Desire, your magic is just code, and he is the ultimate hacker. In the latest arc, we see him take on high-tier mages who can level cities, and he shuts them down without breaking a sweat. He doesn't even use his own mana, he uses your mana against you. He is the ultimate anti-mage. He's not just overpowered because he's strong. He's overpowered because he makes everyone else around him powerless. He is the smartest man in the room, and in a world of magic, the smartest man is the one who holds the eraser. But as broken as inversing is, it's nothing compared to our number 2. This guy doesn't just erase spells, he inherits the powers of the gods themselves.
We've made it to the top 2, and taking the runner-up spot is a man who literally had to shed his humanity just to survive the power creep of his own world. This is Arthur Lewin. Most overpowered main characters are born with a cheat code. Arthur? He had to build his from scratch. After his mana core was completely shattered, he did something that should have been physically impossible. He forged an ether core. While every other mage in this world is manipulating mana, which is basically just the ambient energy of nature, Arthur is manipulating ether, the literal fabric of reality, space, and time itself. In the 2026 episodes, Arthur is no longer just fighting soldiers. He is actively trading blows with the Asuras, the literal immortal deities of this universe. With abilities like Godstep, he can fold space to teleport instantly, and with Destruction, he can summon a violet flame that eats away at matter until absolutely nothing is left. He has the physical durability of a dragon and the spatial control of a cosmic entity. He is a one-man army capable of turning the tide of an intercontinental war by just showing up. He is peak fantasy power, but as insane as a literal godslayer is, he still has to fight. Our number 1 pick, he doesn't fight. He just lets his monsters do the talking, and his grind is so legendary it broke the entire concept of difficulty.
This is it. The absolute peak of the 2026 power creep. The number 1 spot that makes every other protagonist on this list look like they're playing a trial version of a game. Meet Alan. When Alan was reincarnated into a fantasy world, he was given a choice of difficulty levels: easy, normal, hard, and pre-hell mode. Now, normal mode lets you become a hero easily, but hell mode means it takes 100 times more experience to level up than a normal person. It's a difficulty setting designed to make you fail. It's a literal death sentence. But Alan is a hardcore degenerate MMO grinder. He didn't just accept the challenge, he turned it into a weapon of mass destruction. Because of the sheer brutal restriction of Hell mode, the system had to give him a unique class to compensate: the Summoner. But these aren't your typical fantasy wolves or spirits. Because Alan had to grind for years just to hit basic milestones, his summons evolved into Plogsmite tier calamities. In the latest 2026 arcs, Alan doesn't even lift a finger to fight. He sits back like a corporate CEO while his A rank and S rank summons solo entire demon armies. We are talking about beasts that can swallow mountains, entities that manipulate the weather of an entire continent, and tactical summons that can predict every strategy the enemy makes. He took a mode meant to crush his soul and used it to become the undisputed, unkillable sovereign of the universe. He didn't just break the system, he made the system his bitch. And that is why Alan is officially the most insane, overpowered protagonist of 2026. If you think there's an MC out there who can even touch Alan's summon army, drop their name in the comments right now. Let's argue about it. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay ahead of the best anime and manhwa drops of the year. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.